Hello, this is Current Star, and today I thought about how I could explain how I go about starting either playing around with new songs, new ideas, or new concepts from what you see here, a blank page. Writer's block is kind of real for some people. Inspiration comes in weird forms. And I'm just going to talk about some of the ways, since I'm relatively new at this, for at least musical arrangement and learning and playing around with, especially Bitwig. I've only had Bitwig for since I think February of this year. Um, just gonna go over some of the ways that I know to start something and get it going all the way up until like a track or something's formed. Um, and be able to create a video on it or something. This might help some people that is going through probably I would assume just trying to get a newer person's perspective on trying to create new things. And if you're just same used to the same kind of style of music or creating music and whatnot, and you need a new perspective, or if you're just brand new and you wanted to see how I was doing it, or if you're just curious on how I get my ideas, I'm about to show them. I think step one is that if I'm watching TV and I'll hear a song or something and I'll listen to it, analyze it, and go, huh, that's interesting. They're using something, or they're using a beat differently, or there's something. So I'll go into here and I'll try to replicate it. That's one way. Another way is to kind of force yourself. I do it from time to time. Actually, a lot. I must confess, but I'll start off with something I am not good at playing around with or making it sound correctly, like the shreddage guitars. You'll see them over and over and over again. Is because I constantly need to work with making them sound correct. So basically, I'll go in and load in a plugin and start reading either YouTube tutorials or something, and start messing around with it myself. So I'll go in and either I'll start doing this, and then or I'll hit it through the note. Well, actually, go back into here. So now I got it loaded. Now that you can see that I'm transitioning over from the pointer to the pen tool, so that I can write a MIDI track. I just find that easier for me. And then double click, and then oh, lo and behold, you got a whole bunch of notes. Um, so this is like 101. How you got a whole bunch of these grids to play with. You got a whole bunch of notes, and you gotta think of the arrangement and melody or something like that. I don't even do that. Quite strangely, I am almost as random as the MIDI utilities that I use. So basically, if I want something, I usually start at about a C3 or C2 or something. Depends on what if I high or lower. Usually, I just start in the middle, and then I think about where I want to go from there, and then the timing and tempo. I want that one to be longer. So basically, I'll have this, and then I'll sit there and let me shorten up the loop a little bit for now. And I will sit here and I'll mess around with it over and over again until I got something. And I'm like, okay, that sounds really good. Maybe this doesn't need to be a melody, but maybe a chord, in which I'm probably totally messing up. Let's start with what I know here. Piano rolls are weird for me. Usually I can do it on a keyboard, but either way, worst case scenario, I'll bring in a MIDI tool to help me out and make sure I'm on the correct step. So I want C scale, C major. All right, so a C, E, and a G. See how close I got. I was correct. Oh, that actually sounds. Oh, that's scalar going in, so I need to remove that again. So all I'm doing is I'm just trying to create a concept of something that's cool, and then start building it around this. As you can see, that I use a scalar too to help out with the chords because I'm not as strong with the chords, and I'm still kind of memorizing and learning them. It's probably going to take me probably for up until next year until I'm really good at it. Um, I've also, when I was learning to, if I was having issues with this, let's say this is gone. um I do, and I have videos on this. As you probably, if you're a longer time watcher, I'll use things like Melody Sauce to basically produce. This should be recording MIDI. I think I have to put it on another track. Is it because I didn't have it? Nope, I didn't get it. You can route MIDI to the track. Oh yeah, here it is. Route it to this one, and then have this one record. This should be recording. Either way, um, that doesn't really matter. Um, there's a I know I'm missing something stupidly simple. I've done this before, and it's been easy. It's probably because I'm recording. I'm missing it. But you can route it to the track. The track should be able to record it within the software. And I don't want to spend. Actually, hold on. Let me pause the. Silly me, I forgot contact was heading it off at the basically whenever it goes into contact. If you can look at the notes while it's playing, see the yellow? It's not passing through. So therefore, it wasn't going on to the next one. Um, what I did is you can either disable contact and then record. And then as you can see, it's recording now. So that's one way of getting like track information, is using this MIDI player and then going in later. I move this to, no, this act. Going in this later and then editing it, to say, hey, I want it either smaller or longer or add additional notes to it. Turn back on my contact. And then produce something from there. Or you could take um, the captain stuff and give me a second. Look, make sure they're registered before I go and use them. Sorry about that. These things you have to put in a key every now and then when you use them. Basically, so when Captain Chord starts up, you pick a scale to go in or a key. We're gonna go with A minor, and basically, even with chord progressions, I'm a little bit random. So I want the A, C. There's, I changed it. C, and then try the 4, and then 2, and then make sure I go. Kind of cool. That's actually really cool. Um, I'm actually getting more and more impressed with Captain Chords and the ability to produce different stuff rather than your standard four four bar type of playing. Uh, oops. That one's also good. The good thing about Captain Chords is that that was the chord line, so you can actually use the melody and the stuff like that. All they got a complete pack all together. You could buy everything for I think under $100. They're not bad. For producing some inspiration or another way to go around a song if you're kind of stuck. Um, with all these MIDI things, you can either take it or leave it. They're kind of handy to have. I used them, or I was doing it a lot, and sometimes it helps. The next one is this one's a DAW um, and a sort of a VST that works in other devices. I'm talking about the Reason Rack, or I use Reason Plus. One of the greatest things that Reason's done is they put out these players that kind of allow different things to happen. And it works perfectly with Bitwig and other DAWs like Reaper and stuff like that. So if I were to hit run on here, now this is baseline generator. It's more meant to generate bass lines. I obviously have a guitar on here. So it doesn't work really well with that. I can either do that or chord sequencer. And that sounds really well with this guitar. And then we could take pattern mutator. This one's also a really neat one that basically you can record what's going on. And then remove the original source. And then mutate it. All kinds of different ways that you can take the original music and change it up until something becomes interesting. They have all sorts of players in here. If you don't like that one, there's the quad note generator I've demonstrated before. I think I messed this up already. And it's generating stuff at random, along with the stuff, so that basically you can record this in the same way that I showed, where if you hit record, I'm gonna make me a liar, aren't you? Yeah, because I have the contact. There it goes. So it's you're seeing the chord progression that's being played here. I mean, not chord progression. Sorry, the melody that's being played here, or the series of notes, and it's being recorded. So now I can drag this back up to contact, turn this off, turn this back on. And that's pretty cool. Comes with Reason. Actually comes with Reason Plus. I think you can buy Reason and it separately. They got a whole kinds of different players and stuff. Like something for arpeggiators, something for beat map. Beat map is really cool. Uh, let me actually show this one. I've used this a lot from time to time. For at least like with battery, which is a drum machine. It works best with drum machines. You could also use their Kong in here for drum machines or Redrum or Dr. Octo, but I really like it for this. So let me load up a kit. Something really standard and limp this run. And that can spawn an entirely different track. Duplicate it. Kind of neat. Kind of really neat. Uh, there's also uses of samples and sample packs. I used to be a member of I think the uh, platinum. I'm gonna get it wrong. The platinum bundle or platinum. It's something by modern producers, and basically they send out packs you pay for. Um, but there's some actually really good stuff in here to basically get started. Now, something like this could spawn into 100 different tracks depending on how it's used. I know I've done a lot of demos on like with the chainsaw sample of it. In Bitwig, even easier because you have a ton of stuff. So, like let me add the sampler and then add this, and then go to textures and then mess around with the grains and the motion. Okay, that's nice and spooky sounding. And then take like Blius has a very good granulizer, and probably you can get another one from Arturia or anything. Kind of weird kind of sounding. And then you could probably make a trippy track off of that one. Another one is the use of the glitch machines, VSTs and stuff like that. Those will give you a run for your money and sort of out of the box weirdness sounds or glitchy type of sounds. Um, this well no like palindrome. And what these do is they can take different samples down here, and then play it granularized based upon what quadrant it is. So like the XY quadrant thing that I was doing before, this kind of does the same thing, but it plays samples and granularizes them depending on where the thing is, and you can put different ways of transversing the. But the good thing about this is you can use your own samples also. so I can change up the samples and then change up how it's going through. Um, so that's a way. I know this is getting a bit long. So another way is basically looking at their note things. And once you got a simple note progression like this up here or whatever, then changing and taking their ways of like the dribble like here, and then when it plays a note, it'll bounce it around or bounce it a couple times like a like you're dribbling a basketball. The arpeggiator has some really good ways of changing it up. Strum, easy. Ricochet is like really wild. So when we go into here, go back into instrument one, and then we have the MIDI here, and we'll say ricochet. Um, try delay. And actually, it's funny because most of these I just oh yeah, here you go, an arpeggiator. That'll make it sound really weird. All right, and then add a let's try a pad. Ought to really make it wild. Break down the. All right. Well, let's go for something a bit more punchy. I apologize for if you can hear my dog in the background going wild. There we go. And then you could probably resample that out or bounce it out down in the master here to produce another sample. Maybe granulize that thing or put it into something else and abuse that type of sample to get another track going. Um, Normally that's basically it's just coming up with different ways and looking at the stuff that I have and going, how have I abused this today or lately? Um, Basically looking at stuff and learning to play with it, learning to how to max it or to use it. You know, like this, just randomly taking stuff in here. Like the ricochet and then put it up with aggregate the arpeggiator. And then pairing it with a different sound and going through the sounds, listening to it, and then going, huh, okay. So then let me put that towards a beat. Okay, that there it goes, and then let me put that towards a chorus or something, or maybe the lyrics and that way, and then all of a sudden I got a track. So pretty much it's not any one way to start it. It could be multiple ways. But these are just a few of my suggestions. I hope you liked the video. If you want to see more of this, please comment. I always enjoy reading comments. And I will see you later. Thank you.